Taurus, hi. So this is going to be a reading for mid-October 2025. And I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there's an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Taurus. The overall energy for the reading, the devil, something unhealthy is at play. Where? Where is it? We'll find it. Starting off the reading, you get the Four of Cups crossed by the Nine of Pentacles. You're a little bit under the weather there. You're a little bit upset about something. A little bit. For the most part, your energy seems stable, grounded, balanced, but something is bugging you. In your focus, the Four of Swords, you're kind of giving me a sense of, yeah, I know, I'm upset about this, that, and the other, but, I'm working on it, so I should be good. Okay. Oh, that's what you're upset about, the Five of Wands in the recent past. You probably had an altercation, a fight, or something, a disagreement, or something. There's conflict there. In your strength, the Nine of Cups, luckily, you're able to bring yourself back into balance pretty fast here by the looks of it. So you're like kind of having the skill to bring yourself back to center, by connecting to your heart there. So pretty cool. In the immediate future, the Seven of Wands, you're not liking something here. You're like, nope, to that. Okay. Okay. In supporting this reading, the Queen of Pentacles. As I said, I think you're pretty much a master, based off of these energies at least. You're pretty much a master of self-love, You have the ability to bring yourself back to yourself quite fast through all of this. The energy that surrounds you, and you may not be aware of it, the Wheel of Fortune. Some things are changing right now, which I don't know what the fuck that means, but okay. In your hopes and fears, the Seven of Pentacles, you're working on something, and I don't know. I think it's... I can't tell if this conflict is... that's what's creating the change, and based off of that, whatever it is you're working on is just moving forward away from whatever this is completely, or maybe working on this too and incorporating it, but regardless, something is changing, and I think this is the source of that change, whatever happened here in the past, or recent past. In the potential outcome, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, this is definitely an energy of moving forward. If the reading started with you kind of being a little, let me go inward because I'm upset about something, and it's kind of static in energy, things are starting to pick up here, so there's movement. Okay. Let's clarify. For the devil, you get the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands, the High Priestess. Well, you may have a sharp tongue here, because it's so bittersweet though. On one hand, you're showing up, being honest about what you feel about a situation, just showing up from that angle. On the other hand, you might have spiced it up a little bit with maybe a little too passionate, or a little, may have overdone it there with a few words or actions in the direction of whatever happened. So even though you're showing up as you're right in what you're saying or doing, maybe the delivery aspect of that could be worked on a little bit, because it's something. Could be scary. I don't know. So, Juno, can we not chew on the fucking whatever the fuck that is? That's been there for like 4 years and you've never touched it, but for some reason today you're doing it. Okay. Yeah, probably not gonna. Is there a bug there? Okay, you know, if you understand cats, you tell me, but that thing's been there for 4 years at least. And now she wants to chew on it. For the 4 of Cups, you get the 8 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, the 2 of Swords. Yeah, you're a little more than just bummed out. You're kind of stuck in your head about what the fuck went on in there and probably how to work on it or not work on it, or, you know, kind of trying to figure out where you're at when it comes to this situation. But it's a very kind of pressing energy, you know, that you're carrying. For the 9 of Pentacles, you get the Hermit, the Strength card, the Lovers. You do connect to something here that brings you back to center, that kind of balances you out. As this situation that you're dealing with stresses the hell out of you, there's another situation that's, I think, in your heart. I don't even know, maybe it is present in your reality as well, because it helps. Connecting to this helps. And I don't know what this is. It could be from a person to the energy of a situation, a job even. You know, you find comfort in a hobby, a job, something. You know what I mean? So connecting to that definitely helps to bring you back to yourself. Okay, that's good. You've got that anchor. I think there's a bug there, because now both girls are on there. For the 4 of Swords in your focus, you get the Star, the Justice card, the Devil. I think this is you looking into yourself a little bit, and if you did kind of deliver this in a little bit of an unhealthy way, whatever this energy is that was delivered in that direction of the conflict, that's the direction in which you're looking at. So it's like, okay, I kind of lost it at some point in that argument with whoever. I have no fucking clue how to take care of that. I don't know where to start with that, but I can look into how did I handle that, you know? How did I show up for that? And that's exactly where you're at with it. Like, I really want to address that. Like, I really want to look into me here, and into the way I showed up for this, because from what you're giving me, there's a sense of awareness over the fact that maybe it could have been handled in a healthier way, you know. So that's where you're looking at right now. Let me see the 5 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. This is a situation that worked out quite well by the looks of it, for a little bit at least. It is a commitment. So it could be from a marriage to someone you're working with to even a friendship, but it did work out until it didn't. Until something happened that blew this thing out of proportions here. Okay. Let's do the 9 of Cups in your strength, the 10 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands. Ooh, it's very, very difficult to come back to center because you're having a really hard time letting that shit go. So if there was let's say, a massive fight here, you're still in that energy of that fight, you know? So you're trying your best to, okay, let me center myself. Let me bring myself into zen, you know? But man, you're stubborn. Well, fuck that shit, you know, or something. I don't know. You're still in the exact same energy, where you're having a hard time letting it go. Like accepting that it happened, even though it was nasty, letting it go, and then healing whatever was left out of that, you know, rather than I'm right there in that exact moment that it happened with all that rage and all that passion and all that, you know. In the immediate future, for the Seven of Wands, you get the Six of Swords, the Hangman, the Five of Pentacles. You're definitely balancing out more and more each day. And as you do that, you reach a conclusion, you reach a sense of clarity over where you're at and where you need to go next when it comes to that situation. The problem is you're not liking what you're feeling. So if your sense of clarity is telling you, I'm done here, you're like, no. Or if your sense of clarity is like, I want to open up to this, you're like, no, I want to be done with it. You're kind of going against what it is that you're feeling. Now, what I'm seeing here in the energies is that the more you stand still, and as I said, it's happening more and more each day, but the more you stand still, you reach your conclusion, and your conclusion is separating you from whatever this is completely. It's cutting it off. And you're like, oh, I don't like that. Yeah, I demand a recount of my thoughts and ideas in clarity, please. Well, do a recount then. What can I tell you? That's the energy that's coming through. But you're not liking it. You don't like your own conclusions, basically. For the Queen of Pentacles and the supportive energies, you get the World card, the Two of Cups, the Six of Cups. When you're being brutally honest with yourself and when you go deep into your energy here, like where you're at with everything, I can see it, you can see it. There's a cycle that's being closed here. Yes, it did work out, for who knows how long. It did. But that's it. It's not anymore, Can you accept that and see where things are going from here? That's the energy you're giving me here. From whichever, and you're trying to take me to several separate angles here to look at this. And it's the same conclusion. You're like, come over here, look at it from this angle. I'm like, I am. Okay, now look at it from this angle. I am. What do you see? Same shit. Same shit, just exposed from different angles. Okay. You're not, though. Or you don't want to align with that. You don't want to agree with yourself here. For the Wheel of Fortune and the hidden energies, you get the Four of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Sun. Look, everything's going to fall into place. I feel like this is somehow affecting your stability. And maybe thinking that if you were to remove yourself completely from even this partnership is going to, oh my God, what's going to happen? This energy right here says, sometimes some things need to go, and they need to go in drastic ways. And that's why, it sometimes happens in this nasty way. But it's kind of like a reassurance from the universe. Like, give it some time because things will fall into place here. So, and you know this. You just don't want to align with this truth that you know. For the Seven of Pentacles, in your hopes and fears, you get the Six of Wands, the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is basically restructuring. So let's say, okay, something happened here. There's been some damage to the foundation of something. And this is you kind of going and buying new material to work on that foundation and to kind of even change it completely. I don't know. Getting new material for it. So building. Keeping on here. But in a different bricks, different colors, different everything. So that's the change that's coming here. Let's do the Ace of Swords in your potential outcome. You get the Judgment card, the Five of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. You show up there as, I made up my mind. I know exactly what to choose here. And you're not even finished saying that you go for it. I would advise here to, when you're in that position of, I made up my mind, and when you have that tendency to jump and go and do whatever you made up your mind on, I would advise to wait a little bit. Okay, make up your mind. Good. Sit with it for a little bit. Don't jump into it right away. Because when you do that, when you jump into it right away, the energy shows up as being deceptive. So if that's clearly what you made up your mind on, if that's exactly what you think, okay, this is it, then it should still be there if you give it a couple of days, you know? It should still be there at the end of this. If you sit with it for a little while longer instead of jumping right into it, whatever that is. Okay? Because you have the tendency there to chill. Let me see what the universe has. Oh, there is a bug. Okay. Don't, Cosmo. It's a stink bug. It's gonna stink. That's what they do. No, do not. Oh, shit. I've never, until Cosmo moved here with us, I've never smelled the smell of a stink bug, because when we see them, we take them, throw them out, you know, kind of normal. But Juno plays with them kind of softly, like, but Cosmo fucking bangs on them and chews on them and makes them stink. And it stinks. Ew. Anyways, from the universe for you, the Page of Swords, the High Priestess, the Page of Pentacles. It seems that your intuition is right there with you along the way. It seems like, you know, you're following all the steps. The only concerning parts in this readings are the ones in which you're kind of not agreeing with yourself at times, which would kind of still place you on the same path that you're on, but with a little bit of resistance. You know, so things are progressing, but a little slower than they need to, because you're just not, even though you're feeling everything and you're like, you recognize what you're feeling, you almost intentionally kind of go against yourself. No, I don't want to feel that. Which eventually you're still going to feel that, you're still going to align with that, but again, it's just going to make things move a little slower than they need to. So just pay attention to that. And then those instincts of rushing into things, jumping into things, give it a little more time for those times. Let's do the Wild Soul Oracle card. I need to take care of that stink bug. And she's got that extra finger thing, so she almost picks them up. Oh, you got one. What am I doing? The Ant. Cooperation. Come on. Okay. The Ant, a symbol of hard work and cooperation, represents the power of teamwork and the importance of community. Ants work together to achieve their goals, each one playing a vital role in the survival of the colony. This card suggests that cooperation and collaboration are essential to your success. The Ant reminds you that no one is an island, and that working together can achieve great things. Embrace cooperation and work as part of a team. Collaboration will lead to success and harmony. Questions. How can I better cooperate with others? Am I trying to do too much on my own? What role can I play in my community or team? I know what role I can play. I can go catch the stink bug before it dies at the paws of Cosmo, and then it stinks up the place. So that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.